Hi everybody, Tammy here, and I have my needle book completed. This was the kit from a few months ago, a Rosie Posie kit from Rose Ocala. She's Rosie's Crafty Shack here on YouTube, and I just wanted to share my completed needle book with you. So when you get your kit, Rosie prepares the base, the book base. So it comes in pure white, like a muslin fabric, and she's got it all sewn for you, and you get to just do the fun part of embellishing it. So this is what I came up with. This is the cover, and I started out by tea dyeing the entire booklet before I started doing any sort of embellishing. So I think it kind of gives it a vintagey antique look, which is what I was going for. So the cover here, this was an image printed on fabric that Rosie included in the kit. So I layered that up on a couple of pieces of, here's an old, I think it was an old piece of a dress or scarf that I coffee dyed and distressed. And then some pink, real thin, like a taffeta that I kind of tattered and layered behind the image. And then I started out with an old, I believe this was a dress or scarf too, that I coffee dyed and cut up. I liked the embroidery right here, and I also liked the little crocheted edge around it. So I started out with that and then layered up an applique. This is from, I think, Esme's Crafty Me shop. And then a lot of my laces I use in here are from Rosie or from Esme. So I'll point out as I'm doing, showing you each page what I used. So I just stamped Simply Handmade on a piece of canvas. This is a trim. I think I bought this at Hobby Lobby in a roll, and layered it up on some, this I think is from Rosie. Pink ribbon, and then this cute little floral pink button, and I cannot remember who I got those from. Oh, it might have been Keisha or Katie's Tribe of Five. I just can't remember. But and then the spine is this lace, and it goes all the way around. I'll go ahead and show you the back. I left the back pretty plain, but here's another image printed on fabric that Rosie included in the kit, and I just layered it up on some muslin that I kind of tattered up. So turn it back around and we'll go inside. The closure, I did some eyelets, and this is a chiffon, kind of a chiffon sari that I got from Esme's Crafty Me shop. And then let's go in here. Let me get in frame. So I was inspired to use some of my Tilda fabric in this book. So you'll see a lot of Tilda fabric, Tilda paper, as well as things that Rosie included in the kit. So we'll take these out. These are some of my vintage laces, trims. And my idea with this book was to kind of keep it as a needle book to store my vintage items that I don't want to get lost in the lace drawers and, the containers with my regular bits and bobs. So I really like, this is a new die that I got from Waffle Flower, and it's the bobbin die. I really like these, and they have the little tiny die. I think you get 3 different sizes when you buy the die set. So there's those holding my vintage trims, and then Rosie included some pretty buttons, so I've just kind of included a piece right here of that vintage trim, and then she included some of these garment pins that you can see right there, and I just put one of those little buttons on the pin. And then here's some trim, and then the floral trim. And then I just did like a little collage up here. Let me get it up closer. And this says Heart Stitched Together. And so here's where the Tilda, of course, is the paper. And then I incorporated some of my Tilda buttons. And just, on a little piece of muslin and a little flower. This is from Trim from Crafty Me Shop. It comes on you just cut the flowers apart. They're on a row. I love that. That's one of my favorites to use. It's so versatile. And then over here, I used some Tilda fabric to create these tags. Rosie included some felt in the kit, so I backed my Tilda fabric with the felt from Rosie. And then I've got some safety pins here with just some of my handmade tatting from Crafty Friends. I take advantage when they do tatting and sell it. So this is some of my favorite pieces of tatting. And then here are some vintage buttons, and I tried to find some that kind of coordinated with the color here. And these are buttons that I want to keep separate from my big tin of buttons so that I can use these. And as I use them, I'll replace, more buttons on the pin. So that I always have a good selection of special vintage buttons here. And then here's a little teeny tiny bobbin die that I cut out with using Tilda paper, and then little teeny rickrack, and I believe this is from Crafty Me Shop as well. And then let's see, I've got these little pockets that are made out of fabric, and these have some wonderful tatted items in them as well. And I believe I got this tatting from Crafty Me Shop. So between Rosie's Crafty Shack items and Esme's Crafty Me Shop items, they keep me well stocked with beautiful things to work with. Here's some more tatted pieces, and these were they have kind of a pinkish tint to them. So those are in that little pocket. And then I just kept these little pockets real simple using the Tilda fabric, and then used some little magnetic closures. So, and then just a little flower that I cut out of I think it was off a tablecloth that I had. Cut the little flowers out. So we'll turn the page, and then see the background of the book is all distressed. When you get the kit, this was pure white. So I just like the look of it being kind of antique looking, and I'm hoping I achieved that. So here is another part of that dresser scarf that's on the cover. I wanted to use it for a pocket, and so it's got the pretty lavenders and pinks, and then inside the pocket I have a vintage, I love this color rickrack, and this was an actual vintage package of rickracks, so I want to keep that someplace special, so this is the perfect spot for that. And then here, this is the medium size bobbin out of that waffle flower die, so I used the Tilda paper. And then here's some coffee dyed trim. And then here's a bobbin I haven't filled up yet, but oh, this is another bobbin. So you know what? I think there were 4 bobbin dies in that waffle flower. And see how this one, it actually has the notches. I think they all do actually at the bottom. I'm pretty sure. I thought this one did, maybe not. But yeah, that die, it's my favorite die to work with right now. Okay. And then I just put some, I keep getting out of frame. I just put some little flowers that I cut out of some appliques, and these were from Esme's Crafty Me Shop. I just thought the colors coordinated with what I have going on with the pocket. And then here's some more vintage buttons. Some of these buttons were included in the kit from Rosie, and they look vintage, so. And I just put them on a little flap so that I can cut them off and use them, and then sew another button on if I, want to keep my little vintage supply of buttons in here. So there's that. And then this page, this was from Rosie in the kit, this beautiful, oh, I love this flower. And I think that, yeah, this came in the needlebook kit. I love it's that real blushy pink, looks almost like it's avocado dyed, which it probably is, knowing Rosie. And then here is, I hope I'm not covering things up as I'm showing it. Here's another one of those safety pins, and I've just put some little beads on here and a little rhinestone bead and another one of those pretty pink floral buttons. Then this rose applique came in the kit, and I either tea dyed it or coffee dyed it, can't remember which one. And then here are some more of the Tilda buttons. Just put them on a strip so I can take them off easily, and as I use them I'll just replace this little strip with some more buttons. And then I made a little scissor keep here out of a doily with some pink satin material that I believe I got this from Rosie in one of her avocado dyed happy bags. So the scissors are these little stork scissors, which my mom gave me. So they're special, so I'm going to keep them in here. And then they're just tied with a piece of fabric on the handle. And then I stamped a vintage pair of scissors on just a piece of that canvas cloth that comes on a ribbon spool from Hobby Lobby. Here's another garment pin with a little pink button. And then here's some more of those applique flowers like up here in the corner to embellish that. And then Rosie gave us this measuring tape ribbon, so I believe I tea dyed that. And then there's a button from Rosie, and then here's some trim, and then it's backed on a piece of oh, it's like an upholstery piece of fabric that I went ahead and distressed up. And oh, in one of my favorite parts, I actually put one of my Tilda dolls in there. Oh, the glare on her is bad, but she's from the Happiness is Homemade collection, and I thought this is perfect to put her in here. So I just love her. So she's got a new home inside my little pocket there. So I'm going to turn the page and then get in frame. Okay, and then here's some more Tilda goodness. Let's see. Let me think. Okay, so this page, I've got a pocket here with some trim, and then here's some Tilda ribbons, and then some bobbins that are just waiting to be filled up with something, and of course on the Tilda paper. We'll stick those in there. And then here is not Tilda. Yeah, this is Tilda fabric, and this is a dress form. I was inspired to do this because of the image that's on the back of the journal or needlebook that Rosie provided. And then here's a little kind of tattered looking piece of canvas with the word sew stamped on it with a little needle. Can you see that? And then here are some of the garment pins that Rosie included, and I just added some little seed beads to those. I like to use these to attach things in my journals and such. And here's a little scissor charm that Rosie included in the kit. And then here is a Tilda pencil. So I thought this was perfect to put in here. I made this little holder for it, and Rosie included some real thick canvas material, and it, when you cut it, it creates this hole here. So I just attached some ribbon that's embroidered with roses, and then sewed it to that piece of trim. I don't know what that piece of trim would be called that Rosie included, but she included a really long piece, so I just cut a little snip off it because I thought that'll be so nice to use in all of my journals if I wanted to include a pencil or a pen or something inside. It's the perfect little pen or pencil holder there. So that's this page. And then here is another tag that, and I just have these tags pinned in for now, and I think I'm just going to keep them pinned in like this. But this is using the Tilda fabric, and then here's a little assortment of trims, some stamped canvas, some little swatches of my Tilda fabric that I have, some ribbon. Here's some Tilda ribbon. Here's some beautiful ribbon that was included in the kit from Rosie. So I thought this would be nice just to keep, to put different swatches here. So you know how you sometimes forget what you have in your stash? So I'm actually going to cut up some more of my favorite things and add it. Rosie included some pretty little fabrics too that I want to pin here because I definitely want to use them in future projects. And then this is just a little cluster that I put together, again with the Tilda fabrics, cut it, you know, just little squares with my pinking shears. And then here's some laces that were included in the kit, and some of that canvas with my favorite little flower. So there's that, just to kind of add some dimension and interest to that corner. And then down here, oh, and then this was included, I think this was from Rosie, this pretty gray ribbon. You know, if it wasn't included in the kit, I got it like in a Rosie Happy Bag or another kit from Rosie previously. But here's some of that ribbon with the embroidered, I think the roses, and it matches the pencil, the ribbon I put on the pencil holder. Here's some Tilda fabric backed on a piece of pink. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I'm out of frame. Backed on a piece of pink, and then I just hand stitched around it. And then here's some of that felt that Rosie provided, and I have some pins in here. So, and that little flap kind of protects, you know, so when you're turning pages, you don't actually get poked by one of those pins. So that is my needle book, and then you've already seen the back. This was a lot of fun to make, and like I said before, Rosie's kits, I say it in all of my videos, her kits are just so generous and beautiful, and I still have plenty of embellishments left to do another small needle book. So if you are interested, I don't think she has any more of these left because like I said, this was from a few months ago, but don't hesitate to check out Rosie's kits. She has one each month, and if you want to reach out to her, I will include a description. She's Rose Ocala on Facebook with the dress form icon, or she's Rosie's Crafty Shack on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that you're having a great weekend, and I thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.